broken. I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to open up doors in my home and not see her behind them. That'll be interesting.
Well, I still have 3 dogs, and that kind of keeps it more like, now it's just me taking care of these dogs for a couple of days.
Right.
I'm on dog duty. So,
In that particular situation, whenever I've been divested of a significant other and have that sweet, sweet bachelor freedom once again, I always think, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to go out? All the stuff that I don't usually, and I wind up cleaning up the house, doing some laundry, and going to bed early. It's so pathetic.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, anyways, what's going on in the world besides the fact that we are boring? Very, very boring.
Well, a U.S. Airways passenger was escorted off the plane by agents in hazmat suits after he made an Ebola joke.
Oh, tough room. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that can get you kicked off planes, a new list of things that can get you kicked off planes, and if we have time to get to it, we will. What else?
Has anyone seen Kim Jong-un lately? He's reportedly not reappeared after not being seen for a month. Oh, no, he came back, didn't he?
Yeah. He came back. Kim Jong-un has reappeared. Kim Jong-un has reappeared after not being seen for over a month. People thought he was dead. There were rumors about his ankles being broken or something like that. But I think he only came back after many North Koreans asked, can't we all just get a Jong? See what I did there? Story gets more unbelievable by the minute. Oh, God.
Look at me, I'm okay now.
Here every morning, although based on stuff like that, maybe we shouldn't be. What else?
In her new autobiography, Amy Poehler says she experimented with several substances.
Including cocaine, ecstasy, I think, and mushrooms. And let's be honest here, probably the sweet nether regions of Tina Fey.
One can dream.
If I ever... Hold on, picturing something. Yeah. Still hot. I don't know why. Like, Amy Poehler and Tina Fey, not necessarily traditionally hot, but yeah. Oh, I've never done that before. That's an interesting one I'm going to have to save for later. Go on.
There's books in the scene. That's
Man, you know how yesterday we were talking on the show about the fact that if I ever have a daughter, the age at which she can... Well, she's going to be able to start dating, not based on what age she is, not based on what grade she's in, but when she gets her black belt in her martial art of choice. Like, my daughter can start dating when she's a black belt. I'll start her young. She won't even care about dating when she started taking Krav Maga lessons or whatever the hell it is. But by the time she goes on a date, she will be able to kill someone with her thumb, and that'll make me feel okay about it. The other thing I would do is give her Tina Fey's autobiography and be like, yo, just be like this. Because, like, Tina Fey was, I guess, a bit of a slow starter, didn't lose her virginity till she was 24 years old, yet accomplished all this awesome stuff and did it with gumption and attitude. And no matter what you think about her, if you're looking for a good role model for a young girl, I would say Tina Fey's right up there. So besides having to earn her black belt in a martial art, my daughter will have to study the autobiography of Tina Fey. I think you can't possibly go wrong. What else?
Well, Matthew McConaughey wanted to be a lawyer before he became an actor.
I heard about that. And then I think he found out you can't go to court naked, with the exception of puka shells, playing the bongos.
Not yet, man. Not yet, but someday. Hope so.
Be a lot cooler if you could. What else?
Kris Jenner has released a new cookbook.
Oh. Kris Jenner, the Kardashian mom. She's got a new cookbook. I would imagine it's full of recipes you can eat through a straw after having your face replaced with a terrifying silicone mask. That seems to be the type of cuisine she would specialize in. Go on.
Mark Zuckerberg has donated $25 million to fight Ebola.
Yeah, although the Winklevoss twins say fighting Ebola was originally their idea. Then he went back to his work of violating Facebook users' privacy. So funny, you know, that Facebook Messenger, like if you have the Facebook app on your phone a while ago, it stopped letting you respond to emails. Unless you install the Facebook Messenger. That is supposed to be the spywariest spyware that ever spy-to-ware. Like, that's supposed to be friggin' bananas. And I think it is, because yesterday I was texting a friend of mine, and they texted me back, and I had a little conversation with them via text on my phone. Then I turn around to my computer where Facebook is open. What's at the top of my news feed? Their page. Absolutely true. And I was like, yep, I see what you're doing there. It doesn't bother me. But on the other hand, I got nothing to hide, and I don't really care about your invasion of my privacy. I was like, get a load of these. So that doesn't bug me the same way it does a lot of other people, but I understand. I absolutely 100% understand exactly the problem that people have with Facebook. It's so beyond Big Brother. What else?
A columnist for the New York Times says President Obama is one of the best presidents in U.S. history.
Evidently, President Obama is in possession of some very compromising pictures of a New York Times columnist. Oh, look, here's one of you doing things you shouldn't be doing with a dog. What do you think of my presidency? Maybe we write a column about that. Okay, terrific. What else?
New research has come out showing Adolf Hitler was addicted to meth.
Yeah, saw that. Everyone was like, he's crazy. He thought, no, he was a meth head. I mean, obviously there was some innate craziness to begin with, but the fact that he was addicted to meth, he was like, that probably contributed to an awful lot of what happened in the 1940s that are regarded as human atrocities. The fact that he was on crank. Or is crank is crank heroin? No, crank is meth, right? Sorry, I'm so out of the loop with drugs. I don't know. Anyways, Adolf Hitler was a crankhead. That sounds good. If he was in power today, first place he'd invade would be Missouri. He'd be like, show me to your bathtub. What else?
Do you have any more of that stuff? Kim Jong-un made his first appearance in almost 6 weeks, we reported.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The North Korean people rejoiced because they were told to. But you know what's interesting? Like, if you see the footage of it, the North Koreans were like so happy to see him. It was like they were cheering so hard when he showed up. It was almost as if they cheered like their lives depended on it. But there's been all this speculation that he's dead. His sister had him killed, and she was going to start running the country and was going to change the direction of the country, which might not have been a bad thing. But he allegedly broke both ankles. Here's the thing. You might have noticed when looking at Kim Jong-un that, if he did in fact break both ankles, it wasn't because he was falling off a treadmill. He is a big fat lard-ass fat-filled bacon-wrapped bacon-eating pre-diabetic dictator, and allegedly he had gout in both feet, which is what you get. Yeah, trench foot. People used to get it in the Second World War when they were in the trenches. But now, if anyone has it, it's basically because they eat a diet. Like, people that go wrong on the Atkins diet, where they're just basically eating meat and eggs and cheese and meat and like, they get gout. There was an episode of King of the Hill where Bobby Hill gets addicted to Jewish deli food, and he's living on chopped liver, and he gets gout too. It's crazy. But as a result of the gout or the broken ankles or whatever the hell it was, Kim Jong-un, when he made his first public appearance in over a month and a half, was using a cane. Or, as the Korean media described it to the people, a magic dragon fighting wand sword of supreme gloriousness. What else?
Marriage rates have hit an all-time low.
Hold on a second. Could you possibly be telling me that people may not be psyched to spend the rest of their lives having passionless once-a-month robo-sex while getting relentlessly nagged about cleaning out the garage? Unthinkable.
Sunshine coming my way. Nothing's gonna change how I feel today. Nothing's gonna get in the way of my perfect day. Perfect day. Sunshine coming my way. Nothing's gonna change how I feel today. Nothing's gonna get in the way of my perfect day. Perfect day. Woke up about 10 with puppies in my face, and Dad gotta join the human race. Time for a yawn and a stretch and a walk, you see. They know my aura at the restaurant across the street. That's why when I shuffle in wrote, man search for meaning between torture, cold and damp. Victor could have just given up and been resigned to his fate, but he used it to write a book that made the world a better place. Bethany Hamilton lost an arm surfing in a shark attack, and what she had to overcome was crazy in the aftermath. Nobody would have blamed her for taking a different path, but she's pro surfing now, so what do you think of that? Helen Keller was an animal caged by being blind, deaf, and mute, but a teacher Ann Sullivan never gave up on the truth that what people say is impossible is just their own perception. Taught Helen how to speak and gave her life its direction. And if a woman can go from being considered to be legally an animal to a college grad, activist, symbol of what's possible, don't you think it's true that you might have more to you than whatever people told you you're not smart or strong enough to do? You're giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. You're giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster, cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. You're giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. You're giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster, cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. It's cause I'm yeah, so many people you see giving up, cause it's easier to face giving up than not living up to all the things that you had said you wanted to be, when running away from challenge seems to be so much more easy. Cause man's search for meaning means disbelieving, means not perceiving you're less of being, and you got something to offer that no one can take away. It means not accepting what life hands you every single day, and every way you write a story that just belongs to you. So when asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do?
Catch somebody and be right. Catch somebody and be right. For now.
You're giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. You're giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster, cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. You're giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. You're giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster, cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. It's cause I'm
saying you ever need any amount of meth whatsoever. You never need any amount of meth. As it turns out, Adolf Hitler has proved to us. But there's got to be a point, even if you don't ever need any meth, there has to be a point where you don't need any more. This would probably be one of those times. Last week, cops got a call about a naked woman running around knocking on doors at 6 in the morning in Trinity, Texas. It's like 90 miles north of Houston. But they didn't find her until an hour later. Why? Well, she'd hidden, taken to higher ground. Somebody spotted her sitting in a tree, naked. Then, while cops were talking her down, they got a third call about her boyfriend